Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Chest podcast number out of how many we've done, I've lost count. Just 9. I think this is 9.
Next number. Yeah.
Well, this is the next podcast after the previous podcast that we've just podcasted. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. Solid logic.
I am your host, Rakesh. I got with me the handsome, talented Melvin.
Aw, shucks.
No.
Yep. And I got with me the handsome, talented, more. Wow, I really screwed that up. But his name's Rakesh.
Oh, for a good minute there, I actually thought you were gonna mention someone else. I got the beautiful, handsome Channing Tatum. It's like, oh god, where did he come from?
It's like, okay, so do I just leave now and let you guys take over?
But hey, if you're listening out there, you're probably wondering, hey, where are the other guys? They're bitches.
To hell with them!
Yeah, to hell with them. We are the kings of the north here. That's what we are.
Kings of North. Cool.
Yes. And this is probably gonna debating on when this will be released, but a new Game of Thrones will be out, and on that note alone, that is pretty damn exciting. Melvin, do you watch Game of Thrones?
I don't watch Game of Thrones, I read it. And I've been pondering whether or not to just post up the entire storyline just on Facebook, just to ruin it for some people.
Man, that's
It's evil as hell.
That's evil as hell. But I think the whole point of what they're trying to do with Season 3, as I read, is they're trying to make it different to the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, it's the same plot points will be the same.
That's the problem when you take anything from a source material. So say if you do an adaptation. Anything with an adaptation, you can always draw it from a heavy baseline of, okay, you know what's going to happen because you've already read or heard or whatnot, seen what's happened beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd say blatantly was the fucking Harry Potter books, and then the movies came after them.
Yeah.
So everyone knew what was going to happen. So then I didn't understand why when people were posting spoilers on the movie review things. It's like, it can't really be a spoiler if the book is already out for it, could it?
Yeah. It's like when the Half-Prince movie comes out, Dumbledore dies! We all fucking know this already.
Well, there are those of us who don't read those books.
No, as soon as the 6th book came out and he did die in the end, everyone just went around school yelling it out. Everyone everywhere yelling it out.
Yeah?
It was absolute stupidity.
Stupidity.
Some people just read the last few pages and were like, oh my god, Dumbledore dies!
I remember, I think it was either the 7th or 6th one or something like that. I remember a radio station was reading out the last few pages.
I'm pretty sure it was when Dumbledore dies, that's when they did it.
And they were reading it out on a radio station.
Yeah.
That's boss.
That's boss.
So, Matt, apart from that, how have you been, man? Just you, because, it's just you and I here. Just you and I to vent. Just you and I to get things off the chest.
You sound really suspicious, like it's just you and I here, and then all of a sudden they don't know, but there's 100 people around us, and we're just like, yep, it's just us.
Just us. Well, what Melvin doesn't know is I'm gonna rape him after calling me beautiful. I'm in charge. Yeah, but how
I'm never gonna give you a compliment again.
Never grew up with any, so that's alright. But yeah, anyway, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been good, been busy.
Yeah?
Been doing a little extracurricular activities.
Extracurricular activity, yeah.
Well, really, I think that's a high school term, so for me it's just extra activities.
Yeah. Well, how are you going in terms of your university and shit?
Uni's good. I'm enjoying the tennis club there, that was good.
Oh, you're in a tennis club now?
Yeah, I joined the tennis club at uni.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Me and Gavin won our first match.
So are you guys number 1?
Nah, we're in the last division, but we're kind of up there in the last division.
So you're the top of the last division.
We're the top of the shit, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the cleanest of the turds.
Let's just say not the smelliest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yourself, man?
Yeah. I've been good. I've been really busy with uni as well. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this on other podcasts, but I've started back up with university. I was working for a good while, and now I'm back to finally doing my own studying, and it's been, really busy. It's kind of tough to get back into the mento of study and all that kind of stuff.
You were on a break for about, what, a year and a half?
A year and a half, yeah. I'm working at a desk job. I'm not going to say the company's name, but
unless they want to sponsor us or anything.
No. Well, I'm still working there now, but it's one of those tough things where it's like, you got to balance in uni and work, and a lot of people go, well, that's kind of easy, and it's like, well, it's not really that easy to factor in those both. But luckily, I've got a bit of a break now, so henceforth, Off the Chess Podcast recording.
I like that.
Yeah.
Off the Chess Podcast.
But we were gonna record last night, but there was a bit of an issue just with our scheduling between us two. And Melvin, I've got something that kind of upsets me.
Does that mean you want to get it off your chest?
Oh yes, in the world of the pun, it's something I want to get off my chest. This is something that pertains to all races, all cultures. I'm sure everyone in the world has had this same problem. Fucking weddings.
Some people might put it differently, but I see where you're going.
I could see it going differently in terms of the bride and the groom. But for everyone else, I got a bit of a problem with it. More specifically, I have a problem with people bringing toddlers and babies to a frickin' wedding. I mean, speaking as, say if you are a groom or you're a bride, and you only get one shot, unless, you get divorced and get remarried, but basically, it's your day, and you only get one day for it, and it's like those fucking 4 to 5 hours, and then you don't want to hear, like, just a fucking baby crying halfway through. Or a toddler fucking making noise. God damn it, just want to punch it. Just, shut up! And then, also just noticing, alright, so I went to a wedding yesterday, and just noticing how many people just got onto their phones, and, they were putting it underneath their table, but then when you have a whole table worth of people looking underneath their table,
all these bright lights at their face.
Yeah. And because they were trying to do a special presentation kind of on a projector screen.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden when all the lights go out, you see all this glowing happening from underneath the table.
It's like the groom and the bride have the thing glowing as well. Yeah. So it's like, fuck this shit.
They gotta check their Twitter feed, bro.
They have to update their Facebook status, Relationship married.
In progress. BTW, Game of Thrones coming soon. Or how good was that first episode?
Just gets married. It's complicated.
Yeah. It's complicated. Why? Breaking Bad is starting up again. That's why. We got no time for each other. But, yeah, man. I find that so annoying. Just at weddings in general. I mean, there's a lot of things that people try and make to go right, but just everything seems to go wrong at the last fucking minute.
Well, to me, that's the whole thing with weddings. Everyone wants that perfect wedding. Not everyone, but a fair amount of people want that perfect wedding. And whatever can usually does go wrong. Mm-hmm. For a lot of people. And to be honest, if they don't see it coming, well, then they're kind of stupid themselves. If they honestly think that they can pull off 100% perfect wedding, they kind of deserve to be fucked with a little. I would mess up a little bit of their wedding just to show them, no, it does not work this way.
Nobody invite Melvin or I to your wedding, because chances are we're going to be waiting around the corner with water balloons, ready to throw it at people when they're trying to walk in.
No, not in that sense. It's just that you need to know that things will and can go wrong.
Yeah.
If you're like, this will be perfect, I've planned it to a T, everything's just going to work. No, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
something deserves to go wrong. When I say I'm gonna do it, when I say I'm gonna do it myself, I'm not actually gonna do it to myself. That's only because I'm too lazy.
Yeah,
but still, yeah.
You're gonna be there tweeting the entire or Facebooking the entire time, like the problems you find with it.
I'll get that fart app on my phone and just start like pressing that throughout the ceremony.
When the bride is walking down the aisle. What was that? Well, clearly it wasn't anybody else. It was just you. You're the one with the mic here. But yeah, just a problem on that as well, and like this is I don't know how it goes for other people's weddings, but this was kind of like an Indian wedding that I went to, and
What do you mean by kind of?
well, because it was one of those. The groom was a Australian guy, and the bride was Indian chick, and yeah, ipso facto, there was that.
I like how like your voice just goes deeper when you're just like, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I can't really say too much about it.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where I don't want to get too heavily involved into it, but it's like you have kind of this different atmosphere. I'm trying not to sound racist when I say it, because it's like, okay,
Just say what it is.
Okay, well, quit being so sensitive, Rakesh. God, to people's
No,
race.
be slightly sensitive, but
Yeah.
you don't have to sugarcoat it to the point of it just being fucking, you know.
What am I going to do with all the sugar here then?
Oh, good point.
Anyway, okay, so because it's a white guy, and then they're doing a semi-traditional
Indian wedding.
Indian wedding, it gets really confusing, especially for a lot of people who don't understand what's happening and like that. One of the things that always gets me is the how the bride is supposed to arrive after the groom, and then, you know, we gotta wait fucking 45 minutes. That's the big problem I have.
No, to be honest, like, it happens so often. Once again, I think it's something that should be slightly expected. I mean, yes, some people do like to run a tight schedule. Some people like, okay, the groom comes out, 10, 15 minutes later, the bride comes out, and it ends up being like an hour and a half. You know? Like, there are some ridiculous amounts of time, like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but delays should be expected.
See, an hour and a half, that's alright. I can take that. That's normal.
Maybe she had bad traffic. In the church itself, you know? Or everyone was just in her way, they wouldn't let her through.
Yeah, man, there were people saying, no, not yet. We're going to take more selfie pictures in the bathroom. Got to post these on Facebook right before we do it.
Duck face!
Oh, God. That I have a problem with as well. That's just one of the many things, but,
Yeah, go on.
yeah, but just things like that. It's the scheduling, and obviously things are going to go wrong. But I would actually like to see, like, you know how people come out to certain music, like,
Yeah.
songs? I would actually like for people to come out, like, say they're listening to fucking, Star Wars music. Like, you know the end of New Hope?
Yeah.
When they're doing the celebration thing, and Han and Luke are walking down, like, that music was playing.
But what I think is funny is like if the bride was coming out and they were playing Vader's theme song.
On the Empires.
Yeah, and the group's just like just like gulping, like
Yeah.
lifting up his tie and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But luckily with that, I got out after a while. But yeah, it was just one of those scheduling things where it was like, hey man, you were busy, I was busy, but look, we're doing it right now.
Yep.
We're doing it. But yeah, it's been good as well. This past week or so, I got the holidays, so I've been rewatching all of the Avatar and Legend of Korra. I can't stress how much of a good show that is.
What, the original Last Airbender or Avatar: Legend of Korra?
Both. I must say, I do enjoy both. Like, okay, they're very different, but see, the thing is, I watched these after after the big release and everyone was into it. I just started watching them now.
Yeah, you watched it. Yeah, I watched both Legend of Korra and The Last Airbender when they were released and stuff. I watched them all the way through a few times, and they are great shows. But they are great shows.
Yeah.
The Indian in me just came out.
Yeah.
They're great shows, but you and me have some nitpicks about the inner workings of bending in these shows.
Oh God, I don't think we should get into this, man.
I think I'll go there. I will tempt you and go there.
Oh God. It's okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
We're not really that well known, so why not?
So with bending, how the freaking hell does it work? Because A, it's either genetic,
It-
or it's learnt from the animals as stated. You know, that's how the original benders started bending, from learning from the animals.
yeah.
And yet, neither of them explains how some people can't bend.
And I don't think it's a genetic thing because I think it's things that people learn off trainers and stuff like that.
Well, that means everyone can bend.
Exactly.
No,
because
no.
how can it be a genetic thing if the original benders learnt from animals and mimicked their style?
No, that means that someone in the Fire Nation could
Yeah.
see some kind of, those earth-bending mole rat things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could see one of them, and all of a sudden you have an earthbender in the Fire
badges,
Nation.
yeah.
That doesn't make sense. You see, it contradicts itself.
I think there was an episode where they had an earthbender that was Fire Nation, but he was with no other Fire Nation as
Yeah.
well. But you know, just to that point, just to what you were just saying right then, it's the thing they go off and they state it. This is the thing they state right at the start of every single episode. It's like only the Avatar can master all 4 elements. Why can
You
why
and me have such a
can't-
big bone to pick with this.
yeah, why can't anyone else like learn at least another one?
Yeah.
Because like if you think about it, water bending, water is evaporated into air.
Yeah.
How is that how can you not like derive the water and air and then like have a water bender learn air and then Melvin.
Don't even get me started on this shit, man.
I think you and I were too critical. That's the thing.
Okay, look, the show's great, the plot line's great. It's great and all. We just have a little concern with how this one aspect works.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh, well, we got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plot story and everything, character development's great, story's fun to watch. It's just how the hell does this bending work in this universe?
Yes, I agree. And in Last Airbender, you guys, if there's anyone out there that's listening to this and hasn't seen the show, sorry, I recommend that you do go watch it. But there's a character who's blind, and she earth bends, but then there's a few jarring scenes where there's rocks that are flying, and she can still somehow stop things that aren't grounded.
Oh, but here's the thing, she saw them go up in the first place and come towards her.
No, there were also a few instances where it's like, okay, if there's many things that are happening around and
Well,
like,
she can feel it all. It's all sense and touch. I'll give her that. That I don't mind. You can pick a bone with it. I can understand, but I can give her that.
yeah, it's just and
She
then-
invented
sorry.
metal bending, for God's sake.
Yeah. And then, then there's also that whole thing of metal bending and, if somebody's stuck in a metal container, if a firebender's stuck in a metal container, why can't they heat up metal to such a point where they can't...
Oh, no, because you suffocate inside.
No, there was, I'm referring to Korra, there was a thing where she had a vent above her and she could still breathe and oxygen was still coming in. And it's like, well, why not just heat the door handle, the door handle, and kind of...
It's hard to just heat one thing. I don't know. I can see it just getting too hot in that container itself to be bearable.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's
one of those things.
That scientifically, that's how it would work. So I can understand that. What I hate about the Avatar: Legend of Korra, it's the only one thing I hate, is that everyone in there can lightning bend, which I thought was epic cool in the first in the Last Airbender, but everyone can do it. I had a little bone with metal bending, but you sorted that out for me because I read through the comics and stuff, and they showed that the police force was interested in Toph's metal bending and stuff and everything.
So they set up a school.
But why can everyone lightning bend and why can everyone redirect it?
Yeah, because even in the first few episodes of Korra, they have an entire factory of people who manufacture cars.
It's that mundane,
Yeah, it becomes such a natural thing.
It's like, oh, you can lightning bend. Oh, you better hit the factories, mate.
Yeah, but then 70 years ago, when you take place into the other series, only 3 people could do it.
Yeah, only 3 could do it, and only 3 could redirect.
Yeah. God. You and I, man. But then again, it's like, I can understand because it's also supposed to be considered a kid's show.
Yeah. It's just like, what I don't like is when something that's considered of great power in one season is made completely mundane in the next.
Yeah, I could also, it's like one of those things, like, also, just gonna quickly go off something else, it's like in Stargate, oh yeah, yes, I watched Stargate SG-1, it's a sci-fi show, but they got this whole thing about ascension, and then, you know, it becomes this big reoccurring thing, and it's like, no, it shouldn't be reoccurring. But anyway, that's something else. That's something else completely different. And
I haven't watched Stargate. I got no idea.
It's a good show. I'm just gonna say that it's a good show.
I'll stick to my movies.
Yeah, but yeah. A thing with that is it's a kid's show. But even I'm talking about Avatar.
Okay.
But I've started to notice a bit of a trend where how like these kids shows they're actually becoming pretty damn good. It's
To
like,
me-
where were they when we were growing up, man?
Yeah, kid shows when we were there were more about violence. They increased the violence. Like what I realize now with kid shows is that they've started putting in relationships into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
like Avatar: Legend of Korra was heavily based on relationships. Like like that teenage feeling.
Yeah.
They've started making a lot of shows with animation based off like like that first teenage feeling. When you're in school.
Yeah.
And you have a crush on someone. And I feel as though kids can relate to that, and it's also quite interesting to watch. Like it's a slight amount of drama, and you like to see it unfold.
Yeah, but there's also like, I would say that to some extent, some kid shows are actually becoming, sorry, they're becoming more interesting than regular TV shows, like Legend of Korra, and then there's another show, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for me
is the greatest show ever.
it's a classic. It never goes out of fashion.
It's one of those things where its demographic has kind of encapsulated people of each generation, because that's how long it's been going, revamped and re-going
It's
out.
like 1960 to now.
I think with the comics, I remember the first animated show was in 86.
Oh no, like I'm talking back to the comics.
Oh, okay, yeah,
1960
exactly.
to now. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Insanely.
Yeah,
It's been insanely popular the entire time.
That's also another great show. I recommend everyone watch. I love that. Turtles in a half shell. Total power.
I don't know. I mean, for most people our age, I probably wouldn't recommend it. I mean, we enjoy it. It's nice. It's a little offbeat. It's kind of funny. It's a good way to waste 20 minutes. But in terms of like watching a show, if you don't have so much time, I would not recommend it.
Really? Oh, I suppose it's for those who are turtle fans.
If you that's something like you need to be a turtle fan. You need to have spare time to watch this show.
And then if you're not, then why aren't you a turtle fan? What's your problem? God damn it!
No, but you can understand that people with like busy schedules, they're not going to put out 20 minutes of their time for this show.
I would. I do.
You're not that busy.
Yeah, that's true. Here I am complaining about being busy, and then yet here we are recording a podcast for the fun of it.
Not to mention 10 minutes ago, you were like, oh yeah, this entire holiday I've just been watching TV shows.
Yeah.
See, we're not busy, you and me.
We're not that busy. We're a different type of busy, my friend.
Yeah.
We're busy to entertain. That's what we do.
What I have noticed though is like some days, I'm sure everyone has these, is that I have days where I pack way too much activities into it.
Oh, yeah,
Like you know this because I'm constantly late to whatever we have to do. And I'm sorry about this, but I am constantly late. But like I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I can go watch a movie now. I'll go out with some friends, watch a movie. Then next thing someone else is like, oh, we have to go gym, so I go gym with them. Then all of a sudden I have to come here and do a podcast with you and just chill and watch a movie. And then it's like, oh great. And every single thing I do makes me just a little bit later for the next thing. And then all of a sudden I have a party at nighttime and I'm like, oh god, I have to go out to this thing as well. And yeah, it's just it's funny because like 5 days out of the week, most likely, I'll just be sitting at home, just like chilling. Maybe
and then you get that 2 days.
Yeah, I'll go out and grab some food. And then 2 days, it's just like, oh god,
why won't it end?
I don't know if that's my inability to say no.
Or your scheduling.
Yeah, it was just my shitty scheduling.
I was like there was a good portion of where I was like that, especially like during the weekdays. Like I'd work. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get ready. I'm out of the house before 6:30. Get home at around 5 o'clock and then straight to gym, which gets really jarring after a while. And I did that for a good 9 to 10 months, where it was just after every day, and then you get really exhausted. But then another thing with that is you get used to that time schedule. But what I can't factor in is people who call
Yeah.
and say, "Hey man, what are you doing?" It's like, well, I just got this free gap now. I kind of did want to chill.
Yeah.
But then you also don't want to say no. Because it's like, to when you say no to people, especially the people that Melvin and I hang around with, they get really bitchy. Like
They abuse us.
they do things to us sexually.
Okay, we got different friends.
No, but like what I mean is they get so judgmental, and then they're like, all right, well, I'm not going to call you for the next thing I do.
Yeah. I mean, they say it just in like the first moment, and it's not really like forward, but like, you know, when someone says something like that, you're like, oh, okay, fine, I'll come out this once, because because like when someone gets pushed to say something like that, even jokingly, you know that they really want you to come to something, and you're like, okay, if they really want me, I'll go out of friendship.
That's the whole thing. It's the entire thing's out of friendship. It depends on how good of a friend you are.
But I know what you mean, like those days where you've done like so much in the day, like a full day of work, and then you come home and you're like, okay, I'm really looking for a couple of hours to myself, just 2-3 hours to myself, and then I'll go to bed.
Look, I'm looking forward to just sitting here, having a beer, gonna watch like some sports, or gonna watch a movie or some TV.
Right, that sounded really manly. I just go home and play some games and eat some food or something.
That's really manly as well. Guys play video games as well. I do. I'm an avid gamer.
Yeah. You know, just like sitting a beer watching sports is like super manly. I'm like, damn, man, that's manly.
But then the problem is that majority, like, the sports that you and I watch, like, air during the day. They don't really air at night.
Watch a recap and stuff. That's fine.
Oh, I used to do that, and then I did used to have a beer with that. But
yeah, but like, you know, 2-3 hours to yourself to just sit, do what you want, just relax, go to bed. And then someone calls you and like, hey man, you want to just chill for a couple of hours? And you're like, that's the couple of hours I just wanted to spend by myself.
I think you got to learn to say no more, Melvin.
I don't know. I mean, then it's like, oh, it's not like I see this person like, you know, every week either. So like, I don't know. Like, what would you pick more often?
Well, let me just ask: would you, if somebody calls you but you see them on a regular occasion, are you more inclined to say no?
Yes. Easy, yeah. I mean, if I see someone like once a week, I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, I'm a little tired today. I'm just gonna go to bed, and then I stay up all night playing games. And I have to make sure I appear offline so they can't see me online.
Melvin, this explains so much of when I try to call you on Thursday night.
Oh no! I actually do go to sleep early those nights. Yeah. No, I get into bed by like 4. You know,
and then I see on my Steam account, Melvin is now playing Team Fortress 2. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, I do understand, but it is one of those things where it just becomes a scheduling conflict, and the weird thing is that happens is it only happens on the weekend. That's the thing. It never happens. But then again, I understand everyone's busy on a weekday.
Maybe, do you think it happens because, like, you know, you're working 5 days, you're busy 5 days, you know, with uni, school, whatever you have. And then the weekend, it's 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
So you try and jam-pack as much stuff as you can into that period where you are meant to be absolutely free?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, for a good period of last year, the weekend is where, okay, I would cram my Saturday, get really busy with my Saturdays, and then Sunday was internationally known as Rakesh's Day. And let me just lay out the lamb of what Rakesh's Day is, bro. I'm gonna say, bacon and eggs in the morning, in a sandwich, then nothing. Then it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Chill, watch a movie, which is basically all I do anyway. It's like what I usually do on the other 5 days at nighttime, I do all day. Because for me, that's a way to relax.
No. It's different though. Like usually on the weekday, you wake up with that work mindset. You're like, okay, I gotta, you know, I'll chill, but I gotta do these and get these things done. But on Sunday, it's just like, chill.
Yeah, Sunday's chill day, bro. The big problem I have is like, okay, say if with uni, your timetable's like, you know, you got a lecture at 8 o'clock in the morning every other day, you're going to start to get up earlier and earlier.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so now I get up at like around 5:30 automatically every day.
Oh, damn.
5:30, 6 o'clock. It's good that in that sense you get more time to yourself and then you get to schedule things better, but it's also one of those things where you're tired as fuck.
My schedule's actually kind of funny because during my holidays, I had to get up at 6:30 to drop my dad to work.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have uni at 8, 2 days a week. So I'm either getting up at 6:30 to drop my dad, or I'm getting up at 6 to go to uni. And I'm just like, God help me. I mean, it's fixed up my sleep pattern a lot more, but, you know,
What was your sleep pattern before it?
I used to wake up at like 10, 11.
Yeah, but what time did you go to bed?
Well, probably like 1, 2.
Oh, and so now you go to bed earlier.
Like 11, 10. It's just better now, I guess.
Yeah.
I still like, you know, stay up late on the weekends, but otherwise.
I try to, but I get too tired.
I think you and me should go take a nap. Not
Yeah.
together. Not together.
We're not looking at that Friends situation where, you know, you and I were going to watch Die Hard and then fall asleep on each other.
Yeah.
But by the way, just before we wrap up, how much fun was it? Like, Melvin and I, we've been doing this thing with another mate of ours, and we basically kind of scheduled this thing where, like, once a week we'd meet up and we'd watch a movie, and recently we just went through the first 3 Die Hard movies because, it's been such a long time since we've all seen them, getting prepped for 5.
Yeah.
Although, from what I've been hearing, 5 is bad.
It's not the best. It's alright. I think watching the originals before sets you up for failure kind of that way.
But, oh god, it was just so much fun, and yeah, what a great time. But anyway, that's it, man. We're done. That's a show.
You seem so excited. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, cool.
Alright, youtube.com/Off the Chest Podcast. Adios.
And like it.
Like it! And subscribe!
Arrivederci.